Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class. Hi everyone, you're very welcome to today's Qigong class, and this is the last of the free classes I'll be teaching on Zoom before I take a break for the summer. So I will be back towards the end of September, but I really hope you enjoyed today's class as it's the last one. I will try and make it a good one for you. And today's Qigong routine is all about how we can use Qigong in order to help relieve any pains, aches, stiffness and tiredness while we're sitting at a desk or at a computer. You can also apply a lot of these methods to if you're driving long distances as well. So anywhere where you're in a sitting position, where you're kind of stuck in the same position for any length of time, and you might find a little bit of tiredness or achiness creeping in. Okay, so we are going to start in our sitting position. So I want you to imagine that you're maybe working at a laptop or a computer, or you're driving a car, and we'll work from there. And you'll see as we go through these exercises today, there should be one or two which will be of help to you specifically. Everybody has a different area of kind of pain or stiffness when they're in a sitting position. It might be lower back, it might be upper back, it might be shoulders, it could be wrist from using a mouse a lot with people with carpal tunnel. It might be your hips might feel like they get really tight. So it's different for everyone. And what I want to show you in today's routine is a selection of these exercises that you can choose from, or you can do it as a whole routine from top to toe. So we're going to start at the head, we're going to work down towards the feet, and I'm going to show you how you can help to relieve any aches, pains and stiffness by creating the conditions for free, open, smooth flow of qi or energy, of blood and of fluid throughout the whole of your body while you're sitting. So let's begin then by being in a good sitting position. So firstly, check that your feet are parallel. So look down at your feet now. Make sure your feet are not sticking out to one side or the other, or they're not kind of uneven. Your knees are not falling in like this. You want to make sure that from your hips all the way down, it's as though you've got parallel train tracks going all the way down to your feet and then out your toes. So make sure that everything's lined up like that. Okay, now just to show you sideways on, you also ideally want a chair that's of such a height that you will have right angles in the knee. So when I sit on this stool, it's just about right for me. So you can see there that there's a right angle. So you don't want your knees and your feet to be too far in here. Ideally, you want to have your knees directly above your ankles. So just maybe have a look there and make sure you feel comfortable. The other thing while I'm on the side here is make sure that your back is well supported, either by a straight back on the chair that's going vertically upwards rather than leaning backwards, or you're sitting on a stool like me where you can support your own back and your own spine. What you want to make sure of when you're sitting is that you're not rounding in the shoulders, because that puts a lot of pressure onto your upper back area. And also make sure that your head is not dropping forwards, because the weight of the head creates a lot of tension around the shoulders and the upper back area. The head's quite heavy, so you don't want to be putting any pressure on it. So when you're sitting, sit up straight, drop the shoulders. Imagine the shoulder blades at the back here moving down towards the waist. Imagine that. Move them down, dropping the shoulders. And then you're going to be looking straight ahead and tucking the chin back towards the throat, so you have this lovely length in the back of the neck. That opens up the vertebrae in the neck area and really allows for that lovely smooth flow of qi. So really important to make sure your sitting position is good, is nice and relaxed, but it's also quite upright to promote the free flow of qi when you're either driving or you're working at a computer. And you can see here, I'm sitting back against a wall. And what I'm going to do now is I've got my backside really jammed up against the wall, and I'm going to move the whole of my upper back and the back of my head to be in contact with that wall. And then I know that I'm sitting straight. So a really great tip if you're driving is to make sure that you've got the headrest of the car, of the driver's seat of the car, level with the back of your head. So the middle of the headrest is level, and you stick your head up against the headrest as you're driving, and that allows you to keep everything nice and relaxed in the shoulders. It keeps the head upright, and you don't develop that tension in the shoulders that we often do when we're driving for long distances. So I'm sitting here now, I'm nice and relaxed, and I am either having the hands resting with the palms up or down. So just play with that and just see how that feels for you right now. And then check that your elbows are not squeezed in against the sides of your body. You want them to be nice and relaxed and open, imagining that you're holding an orange underneath each arm here. So you've got this lovely space and relaxation. And just for a moment, do what I just said not to do, and squeeze the arms up against the sides of the body and feel the tension that you create in the shoulders and the upper back as you do that. And now let the arms relax and feel that lovely expansion in the upper back as you do that. Beginning with a little breathing as we do for all of our Qigong practice. So closing the eyes, closing the mouth, bringing a smile to the corners of your mouth, and resting the tongue against the roof of your mouth with the tip of the tongue resting against the back of the upper teeth. Breathing in and out through the nose. As you breathe in, feeling the belly expand with the abdominal breath, as though you're blowing up an imaginary balloon. And breathing out, seeing that balloon in your abdomen shrinking. Settling into your breath now. No forcing, just easy movement of the belly rising as you breathe in and falling as you breathe out. No huffing and puffing. The breath ideally wants to be smooth, soft, and silent. Flowing in and out of the body effortlessly. And now gently opening your eyes so that you can see me. So throughout this practice now, work with your abdominal breath as much as you can. We're going to start with the neck area first of all. So this is often an area that can get very tight and feel very tense when we're sitting at a desk or when we're driving. So take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just allow the chin to drop down towards the chest, pulling it back towards the throat and feeling that lovely stretch down the back of the neck into the upper back between the shoulder blades. Breathing in back to the center, and then as you breathe out, very gently lifting the chin, dropping the head back slightly, but please be very careful if you have any issues with your neck. Don't ever go into any pain with Qigong. Breathing in back to the center, breathing out, dropping the head, feeling that lovely stretch down through the spine from the base of the skull. Breathing in back to the center, the breath is in and out through the nose. Breathing out now, lifting the chin, feeling that lovely stretch down through the throat, through the center of the chest, all the way down to the lower belly. Breathing in, coming back to the center. Breathing out. Head comes forward. Aiming for lovely smooth movement as you do this, nice and slowly. Breathe in back to the center. One more time. Breathing out. Lifting the chin, dropping the head back slightly. Breathing in back to the center. And now breathe out and turn the head to one side, keeping the chin parallel with the ground, only turning enough so that you feel a little stretch down the opposite side of the neck. Breathe into the center. And please don't be tempted to go and follow it with the shoulders. Some people will turn their head and the whole shoulder goes around as well, like this. You don't want that to happen. Keeping the shoulders square, isolating the movement in the neck area as you breathe out, and then coming back towards the center. Breathe out to the opposite side. And as you do this, think of the opposite arm going all the way, lovely stretch going all the way down this arm and into the hand. Breathe into the center. Breathe out as you turn the head. Think of the opposite arm all the way down into that hand. That helps to stimulate the chi flow into the arms and the hands. So anyone with any repetitive strain, carpal tunnel syndrome, sore elbows, this exercise, even though it's a neck exercise, will really help you. Breathe into the center. One more time to each side. The movement, the breath, and the mind combining to create this lovely, smooth action. And to the other side, breathing out. Breathing into the center. And now imagine you're between two panes of glass. So there's one pane at the front, there's one pane at the back. So your head can't move backwards or forwards, it can only move sideways. Breathe out. Drop the ear down towards the shoulder. Come back to the center, breathing in. And again, exhaling down through the opposite arm. Breathe out. Keeping the head aligned with the rest of the body. And again, keeping that movement isolated. So as you breathe out, don't allow the whole body to go to the side like this. You're keeping the shoulders square, the movement coming from the neck. Very gentle stretch. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe close the eyes, really feel into it. Breathe in. Stay nice and tall. Breathe out to one side. Breathe into the center. Breathe out to the other side. Breathe into the center. Great. Now working on the shoulders and the upper back, which is often an area where we develop a lot of tension if we're sitting or we're driving. So bringing the palms of the hands together in front of the forehead. So they're high up, they're not in the prayer position as we often would be for yoga or for other Qigong practices, but we're higher up here. So the hands are in front of the forehead. They can even be higher than that if you want to create more of a stretch in the shoulders and in the muscles on the tops of the shoulders. And also to create more of a stretch, if you want to make it more intense, move the hands away from your body. If you have shoulder issues or any kind of pain or stiffness, bring the hands closer into the body and drop them slightly. That will make the stretch easier for you. So you'll need to feel into this first one just to see whether you need to go easier or more difficult with this. Take a breath in through your nose, and as you breathe out, bring the elbows together. Feeling that lovely stretch around the backs of the shoulders. As you breathe in, allow the elbows to float back up towards the ceiling, away from each other. And now adjust yourself. See if you need to go stronger by lifting the hands higher and further away, or whether you need to go easier by dropping the hands and bringing them closer together. Breathing out. The slower you do this, the better. If you can actually get the elbows to touch, that's fantastic. Breathing in. Twice more with the eyes closed now, thinking of the area behind in the backs of the shoulders, the backs of the shoulder joints, the trapezius muscles around the top. One more time. and elbows floating away from each other. And now from here, bring the tips of your fingers onto your shoulders. And again, any shoulder issues, please go easy with this. Close your eyes for a moment and visualize the inside of your shoulder joints, the ball and socket joint. Think deep within that joint. And now opening the eyes for a moment to follow along with me. Just breathing normally so you don't have to worry about coordinating the breath with this movement. Bringing the elbows together, up in front of your face, out and around. Big circle. As you draw the elbows back now, feel as though there's a little valley in between your shoulder blades as you pull the elbows down. So really feel into that range of movement as much as your shoulder joints allow, and that will be different for everybody. So go slowly, no jerking, really nice and easy, but feeling into the full range of movement, making the circle as big as you can without being in any discomfort whatsoever. And from here now, change direction. Elbows coming down, back and around. Closing the eyes for a moment and thinking into the center of that joint, into the ball and socket joints. And then from here, arms coming out in front of you at shoulder level, maybe just a little bit below. Drop the shoulders, little bend in the elbows, but not too much, just nice and soft in the elbow joints. And now close your hands and make a fist. Open your hands and imagine your fingers are allergic to each other. Spread them as far apart from each other as possible. And then make a fist. And again, open, close. Breathing normally in and out through the nose as you do this. Now we're going to speed it up a bit. So we're working to bring a little bit more chi into the hands, into the forearms. So now start to, keeping the hands up, start to almost flicking the fingers outwards, away from each other as quickly as you can. Getting faster and faster. Keep going for as long as you can. You might be feeling it burning in the forearms. That's okay. That's good burning. Keep going. Faster, 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 faster. And relax the arms down. Close the eyes. Hands down by your sides. Smiling. Breathing. Coming back to the breath. And noticing anything you feel in the shoulders, the neck, upper back, down through the arms and into the hands. Remember, observation is a very important part of Qigong. So if you feel anything now in terms of warmth, coolness, heaviness, lightness, tingling, maybe feeling like your arms feel swollen, your fingers feel like sausages, all of those observations are really great signs that you've encouraged the flow of qi and blood into your arms and your hands. Okay, so now we're going to open the chest area. So we have a chest opener, and from there we're going to come forwards into a bend. So anybody who has any issues with the lower back, please don't bend forwards, don't use the forward bend, or if you have osteoporosis and you've been told not to do forward bends, don't do them. What you can do is just work with the chest opener and then come back to the upright sitting position and then just wait for the next chest opener that we do. So please listen to your body with this, and if you know that forward bends are not for you, then please don't do them. Also, anyone with high blood pressure, you can bend forward, but please don't allow your head to go forward and lower than your waist level. So bringing the backs of the hands together, breathe in up to chest level, and then breathe out. Really feel this lovely expansion in the chest, all the way out from the chest area, down through both arms, into the hands, through your fingernails, like your fingernails are getting longer. And then breathe in, drawing in chi from the outside, and bringing the backs of the hands together again, as though you're going to dive into a swimming pool. So diving down now, leaning forward by hinging in the hips, keeping the back nice and straight, and then allowing the trunk of the body to come onto the knees if that's available to you right now. And from this diving position, you'll see here that the backs of my hands are facing towards each other, the palms are facing out, the little fingers are towards the front. And from here, I'm just going to drop my head down. If you're able to do that, that's good. If not, play it safe. From here now, pushing into the feet, breathe in. This will help to bring you up. Hands coming up. And breathe out into that lovely chest opening stretch. Breathe in, hands coming together, drawing chi in, and then down into the lower abdomen, into dantian area. Breathing out, coming down. Breathe in, pushing into the feet, keeping the shoulders relaxed, smiling, enjoying the practice, breathing out as you expand in the chest. Last time, breathing in and breathing out. Pushing into the feet, breathing in. And from here, just allowing the hands to come back down to rest on your thighs. So that's the whole of the upper body that we've been working with so far. But sometimes when we're sitting, we might feel like the hips and the lower back area feel a little bit tight. So just to loosen up the hips now, what I'd like you to do is either with your hands on your thighs, or I find it's usually better to have the hands by my sides, as much as you can now, thinking into the hip joint on one side, closing the eyes, maybe visualizing that ball and socket joint. And then open your eyes so that you can see me and lift one leg up, out to the side, just a little movement, not a big rotation, and then bring it back and place it on the floor. And again with the other side. Inhale as the leg comes up, and then exhale as you circle round and bring it down. It's a very tiny movement, but really creates nice mobility in the hip joints. Pick the leg up, inhale, and exhale. And again, as much as you can, isolating the joint and the movement. Keeping the shoulders nice and relaxed. One more time to each side, up and around as you breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. And now going the other direction. So breathing in, go out to the side first. And then breathe out to come down. Breathe in, out to the side with the hip joint. Breathe out. And continue breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. One more time, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. And just looking down at your feet now, just to make sure you're still in a comfortable sitting position. I just found there that my feet came back towards me a little bit too much, so I need to walk my feet forwards just a tiny bit just to come back to my sitting position. And from here now, just close your eyes for a moment and bring your mind into the hip joints and see how they feel now. And with your eyes still closed now, bring your mind to your knee joints, deep within the knees. Open the eyes, and I'd like you to place your hands just above your kneecaps, on the tops, on your thighs really, with the fingers facing in towards the center. The elbows are bent, the shoulders are dropped down. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to push into the feet and stand up, but not straighten in the legs. So take a breath in and breathe out as you stand, trying as much as you can to keep the knees parallel, not allowing them to sink in, fall into the center. And then sitting down in a really nice controlled way. Breathe in, breathe out. Looking straight ahead. Breathe in, breathe out. And if you did 20 of these every day, you'd have really strong knees and thighs. Breathe out one more time. Breathe in. That's a really nice, safe exercise to do for the knees. It's just a forward movement. It's keeping the knee joints nice and stable. And now come onto the ball of your foot. We're thinking of the ankles now. So that ankle now, where you've got the heel raised on that side, think deep into the joint and closing your eyes, just circling on the ball of the foot slowly in one direction, thinking of mobilizing chi, blood and fluid throughout that whole ankle joint, circling in the other direction now. And replace the heel, come onto the other ball of the foot and circling, thinking deep into that ankle joint as you do so. Using your abdominal breath in and out through the nose, still smiling. And replace the heel. Coming back to the breath now. Breathing in, feel the belly expand. Breathing out, feel the belly shrink. Placing one hand flat on the lower belly, the other hand directly on top of that. Checking that your shoulders are still nice and relaxed. The chin is pulled back towards the throat. You've still got this lovely length in the back of the neck, still sitting up straight and smiling. And to consolidate your practice now and seal in all that lovely chi that we've been working with into Dantian in the lower abdomen, circling firstly in one direction, rubbing the belly, and then in the other direction. Still with the eyes closed now, bring the palms together in front of you and rub the hands together until they get really, really hot. Generating heat in the palms of the hands, and as you do that, then placing them over each eye, fingers facing up towards the ceiling, feeling the heat from your palms going into your eyes to nourish them, and then traveling through the backs of the eyes into the head to nourish the mind. When the heat has dissipated, then begin to give your face a little rub, a little massage in order to bring yourself back into the room. And as you do that, slowly opening the eyes and allowing the hands to come back to rest on your thighs. So that was a lovely little Qigong routine that you can practice from a sitting position. So it's perfect for anybody who is working for long periods of time at a desk. Some of those exercises you can practice and apply when you're driving, even simple ones like pulling the chin back towards the throat, having that contact of the back of the head with a headrest. Not all of them, obviously, you can practice driving, but after driving, some of those will give you relief as well. What you can also do is, if you know that a particular area is stiff or uncomfortable for you, you can just work with that one exercise where you really feel you're getting a good stretch into that area. So you don't have to do the whole routine. I do hope you enjoyed the class today. And as always, if you have any questions, you can email me, janice@spacetorelax.com, or leave a comment in the free Facebook group, which is Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. This is our last class before I take a break for the summer. So I would encourage you to donate if you enjoy these classes. They're free and you absolutely don't have to donate. But if you would like to, by way of thanks, then I give half of the donations to the staff in our local intensive care unit in my hospital, which is near to me. And the other half goes towards the upkeep of the website. Also, please check your email as well in the coming days, because over the next week, up to the 1st of July, I have an offer on my Space to Relax program. So you will be able to continue with Qigong if you want to take your practice to a whole other level. But if that is not for you, then please have a look at my blog page. There are loads of videos there. There's over 100 videos on there so far. And please get in touch with me if you have any specific queries or questions about exercises which might be suitable for you, and I'll be happy to send you in the right direction. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will be back in September, so I'll see you then. If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes, as I teach these once a week. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax free Qigong group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.